Okay, hello again. We are now actually in Clerkenwell Green. There is very little green, well, none at all actually, but back in its day this was one of London's first suburbs, because we are just outside the walled city of London, and behind my cameraman this was where the Priory of St John's Hospitallers were, and over here we had a nunnery, St Mary's Convent, and here was Clerkenwell Green itself. After the Great Fire of London, people moved out here. Oliver Cromwell was one of the first residents in this area, and also actually it was home to a lot of immigrants. So in the 1500s the Huguenots came here, and they weren't allowed to establish trades in London, so they set themselves up outside here. And actually one of the more recent groups of immigrants were the Italians, and we have Scotty's snack bar, and it's Franscotti or Biscotti. The chap told me his name, but you know, I said, how come you've got you're called Scotty and you are an Italian family? And he explained that Scotty is actually an Italian name. And actually they've got a wonderful Italian church just straight down there in that direction there. And sometimes at certain feasts you will find processions, you know, Catholic processions, and there are big statues of the Blessed Virgin and so on. And it was just here. Two little stories. You got to guess which one is fictional, which one is true. One, this place is where Oliver Twist was arrested for picking a pocket or two, just here in this area here. And the other story is related to this, well, actually to this building over here, because in the late 1800s Lenin was over here and he edited the newspaper Iskra in this building over here. And another time another revolutionary came over here for one of their meetings, and Lenin took him to the Crown Tavern just over there. So this is where allegedly Lenin and Stalin shared a pint. So there's an awful lot to this area, absolutely fascinating, so you must come and visit it yourselves. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we're still in Clerkenwell, just adjacent to Clerkenwell Green. Now, in the fullness of time, although it was a residential suburb, industry came. You know, of course, the Huguenots, they came with their silk weaving, there was clockmaking, breweries and so forth. And the wealthy moved out to Mayfair and places like this. But in the 1800s, these buildings were here. They're owned by the Peabody Trust, I believe. But this was like some of the earliest social housing that we had in the country. I don't know about these, but I know some of these blocks of flats, they didn't have baths as such. So they'd have like a cupboard, and the bathtub would be behind the kitchen door, and once a week it would be filled with water, and everybody in the family shared that water for the weekly bath. So there's your early social housing in Clerkenwell.